VelociCoaster is the Intamin multi-launch coaster that premiered at Universal's Islands of Adventure. It opened around the summer of 2021 with rave reviews, and I was looking forward to riding this beast of a coaster. It wouldn't be until December when I finally had my chance, and oh boy do I have a lot to say. This is my review on VelociCoaster. VelociCoaster is located in the Jurassic World area of the park. From Superhero Island, you can get a view of the second half of the ride, including the Mosasaurus roll. As you walk into the queue, you have a choice of regular and single rider. Single rider is quicker, but you missed most of the scenery that's in the normal queue. So my advice, if you're riding for the first time, get in the normal queue for the amazing scenery. In both queues, you must put all of your loose items in a locker. There's a metal detector to make sure nothing gets past them. In my opinion, this is a good thing because this allows the ride to go buck wild without the concern of a wallet or keys flying out of nowhere. I love how you feel the train pull back preparing itself for launch. The sound of the train charging up is one of my favorite moments of the ride. It's like the ride is telling the guests, get ready for a wild ride. The first launch is powerful enough but not too forceful, taking us to our first element, the Intamin, or what I call airtime hill in disguise. The front row has strong floater while the back has more ejector. After that, you go through the second inversion, a dive loop. You then hit an overbank turn right into an airtime hill that banks to the left. That hill provides ejector no matter where you sit. After that is a series of bank turns through the rockwork. Throughout the layout, you will encounter each of the 4 raptors. Great display of theming throughout. There's a twisty S-hill before the final run into the second launch. The second launch gives the train enough speed to boost to the tallest point of the ride, the top hat. If you're in the front, you're going to get ejector shooting up, but if you're in the back, you're getting ejector all the way down, possibly the second best moment of the ride. You then proceed to the stall element. This was my first time experiencing this type of element, and it was great. It was forceful like a vertical loop with no hang time. You dip to the right to the next element, the wave turn. It provides some decent floater in all rolls. You continue turning right into a heavily banked S-hill, which gives a small pop of ejector but some insane laterals. You get flung from left to right in this element. From there you hit a second hill to the best element in the entire ride, the Mosasaurus roll. Good God, how in the world did they allow this element to exist safely? That single element gave me airtime, hang time, and laterals all at once. It's something that can't be explained. You have to experience this element yourself. After that amazing moment, you go into a double up that has some surprising amount of ejector before hitting the brakes. To be honest, I felt the ejector, but my mind was still processing that Mosasaurus roll. VelociCoaster does provide an intense experience, but I can say I've been on more intense coasters, namely El Toro, Skyrush, and King Ka. Fans of those coasters may not consider VelociCoaster the most intense depending on your tolerance level. The ride has plenty of intense moments such as the ejector moments in the first half and top hat, and we cannot forget about the most intense part of the ride, the Mosasaurus roll. As far as intensity, this ride has you covered. This coaster does a fantastic job of transitioning from element to element. The first half shows it well as the coaster twists and dives through rockwork. The second half is great too. I especially like coming from the stall to the wave turn. You're constantly on the move and there's not one janky moment on this ride. The trains had to be some of the best looking coaster trains I've seen. The restraint system is great and fits comfortably. As far as the smoothness, this ride was butter smooth. Until I rode row 12. My first ride was on row 9, it was very smooth. Same thing with my second ride on row 1. When I rode row 12, things got a little shaky. Literally. It wasn't noticeable until the second half I noticed the seats were a little bit shaky. Not rough, but it was something that I couldn't ignore. It wasn't all bad as the back row provides some of the best ejector on certain moments, but it wasn't the smoothest. This ride is crazy fun. It does everything right. Theming, variety of elements, and I always get off wanting more. Hats off to the creators of this magnificent addition to Islands of Adventure. My final rating for this coaster is 4.96 out of 5. I look forward to my next visit where I can ride this beast of a coaster again. That concludes my review of VelociCoaster. If you want to support the channel, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Your support goes a long way. Thank you for watching.